The gentle navigators of nature, the world of pigeons. Introduction. Overview of pigeons in human history and culture. Why pigeons are unique and fascinating birds. 2. Evolution and taxonomy. Pigeon and dove ancestry, Columbidae family, evolutionary traits and diversification. Major species, especially the rock pigeon. 3. Physical characteristics. Anatomy, beak, feathers, wings, eyes, and feet. Unique features, homing ability, vision, flight muscles. Differences between breeds. 4. Behavior and intelligence, 900 to 1,000 words. Social structure and flocking behavior. Cognitive skills, problem solving, memory, recognition. Famous studies and experiments. D. Communication and sounds, 600 to 700 words. Types of vocalizations and their meanings. Body language and nonverbal cues. 6. Habitat and distribution, 800 to 1,000 words. Global distribution and urban adaptation. Versus urban life's preferred environments in the wild, how they thrive in human-modified habitats. 7. Diet and feeding habits, 600 to 800 words. Natural diet versus urban feeding behavior. Role in seed dispersal and ecological balance. 8. Reproduction and life cycle, 800 to 1,000 words. Courtship rituals and mating habits. Nesting and parenting behavior. Phases of development from egg to adult. 9. Pigeons and humans, 1,200 to 1,400 words. Domestication and use as messengers. Pigeons in symbolism, religion, and war. Pigeons as pets and in racing. Monetary contributions to research and science. X. Conservation and challenges, 600 to 800 words. Threats to pigeon populations. The extinct passenger pigeon story. Conservation efforts and ethical considerations. 11. Myths, misconceptions, and symbolism, 800 to 1,000 words. Common myths debunked. Cultural significance across societies. Pigeons in art, literature, and religion. 12. Conclusion, 400 to 500 words. Recap of their importance. The need to coexist with and appreciate pigeons. The world of pigeons, nature's gentle navigators. Introduction. Pigeons are among the most familiar and yet misunderstood birds on Earth. They've established themselves on nearly every continent, from crowded urban plazas to remote islands. Often seen pecking at breadcrumbs in city squares or fluttering near balconies, pigeons are so common that many overlook their complexity, intelligence, and cultural importance. But there is a story that goes back millions of years and crosses the lines between science and spirituality, between wild and domesticated life. Pigeons and their close relatives, the doves, belong to the family of birds called Columbidae and have long captivated humans' attention. These birds have played key roles in communication, warfare, sport, religion, and research. They have been used as messengers, symbols of peace and love, and even honored with military medals. From Charles Darwin to modern neuroscientists, pigeons have helped unravel mysteries of evolution, memory, and learning. In many cities, pigeons are frequently viewed as rats. Scientists are now studying the genetics of the passenger pigeon, and some even propose de-extinction efforts using advanced biotechnology. However, it is still up for debate whether or not they should be brought back. Pigeons and Darwin. Charles Darwin was particularly fond of pigeons and used them to demonstrate the principles of natural selection. He bred pigeons and researched how human-directed breeding, also known as artificial selection, could result in significant changes in appearance and behavior within a few generations. In The Origin of Species, Darwin devoted a whole section to pigeon breeding, using them to draw analogies with natural evolution. He showed how all domesticated breeds could be traced back to a common ancestor, the rock pigeon. This insight helped support his theory that natural variation, combined with selective pressures, could lead to new species over time. Pigeon relatives around the world. Although rock pigeons dominate cityscapes, many other species thrive in wild habitats. In South Asia, the large, forest-dwelling green imperial pigeon is known for its shimmering green feathers. Wanga pigeons in Australia live in dense forests and produce a deep, resonant call. Pink pigeons of Mauritius are a conservation success story. Once critically endangered, their populations are recovering due to active conservation efforts. These wild species demonstrate that pigeons are more than just urban birds. They are essential components of numerous natural ecosystems and highlight the ecological diversity within the family. Physical characteristics. Pigeons may appear ordinary at first glance, but their physical structure is a product of millions of years of evolution that perfectly suit their lifestyle, be it in the wild or in city environments. Their anatomy is uniquely adapted for flight, orientation, and survival in varied habitats. General appearance. The most familiar pigeon, the rock pigeon, typically has a plump body, short neck, and a small head. Their plumage often appears bluish-gray with iridescent hues on the neck, especially in males. 2 black wing bars, a pale rump, and dark-tipped tail feathers complete the standard look. However, domestic breeds display a wide variety of colors: white, black, brown, spotted, and even metallic greens and purples, due to centuries of selective breeding. Feathers and coloration. The feathers of pigeons serve a variety of purposes, including mating display, insulation, waterproofing, and camouflage. The iridescent coloring around the neck comes from microscopic structures that refract light, giving the impression of changing hues as they move. Some fancy breeds have highly ornamental feathers. For example, Jacobin pigeons have thick feather hoods that encircle behavior and intelligence. Pigeons are far more intelligent and behaviorally complex than they're often given credit for. From problem-solving to emotional bonding, their behavior reveals an inner life that scientists continue to study with fascination. Social behavior. Pigeons are highly social birds. They prefer living in flocks and communicate regularly through coos, body postures, and mutual grooming, allopreening. Flock behavior provides safety in numbers and allows for coordinated feeding and predator evasion. In urban environments, you'll often see pigeons congregating around food sources, perched in groups on buildings, or bathing together in shallow water or dust. Despite living in large groups, pigeons also form monogamous pair bonds that can last for life. Mated pairs engage in frequent bonding behaviors: billing, gentle beak-to-beak contact, cooing, and synchronized preening. Nesting and territory. While pigeons are generally peaceful within their flock, they do become territorial during breeding. A pair will defend a nesting site aggressively. Males are particularly involved in courtship displays, often puffing up their necks, cooing loudly, and strutting